Well, guys, let's have a little look at last night's live stream and perhaps a rather honest opinion of how Jordan found it in Big Brother's secret room.
So all you had to do was just watch us all day. That's so boring.
Honestly, it was.
That's really
I think we found it difficult to watch you, not only because we'd been evicted, but because of the situation we were in. It was mind-numbing.
Yes, mind-numbing sounds right. I think I'd find it pretty mind-numbing also, to be honest. I don't know if I could even share a room that small with Jenkin and Tom. But that's just me. Well done, Jordan, for enduring it. And now Jordan explains why Jenkin seemed to be so annoyed as he was evicted, and also explains that he accepted Tom's apology, and you know what? He thought at the end that Tom and Jenkin were actually okay.
Jenkin really wasn't happy.
No, he didn't look happy.
His statement was very, to the point. He scared the life out of me. I was like, is it me, Jesus?
I think he was just a bit pissed off.
The whole situation.
Other than Olivia, I guess none of you were particularly close to him, other than you've been building a relationship with him.
Yeah,
so I think it was just...
Did you give me some love?
I wasn't particularly surprised at him nominating us to.
Oh no. I mean, Jenkin and I, we both knew we were going to nominate each other. That was just... So I wasn't offended by his nomination. Tom's nomination pissed me off. But honestly, I accepted Tom's apology because I thought, he was just trying to find a reason for somebody. Was I surprised and disappointed he nominated me? Of course, because he always says to me, would say to me, Jordan, we have so much in common. Jordan, let me do this to you. Jordan,
but also, it was splitting hairs at the end.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
Everyone was friends with everyone.
Which is why I was so willing to hear his apology. And
With Tommy,
if there was
it's
16
very
of us
hard
still, maybe
so
it was
lovely
it's a bit...
No, but Tom and I, we made up, and I'm so glad Tom was in that.
I love Tom.
Yeah.
Upon reflection, would I have wanted to do that with anyone else other than Jenkin and Tom? Fuck yes. But was it as bad as I expected? No. Did I enjoy both of their companies? Yeah.
It's nice that you've left with a better impression of them. So in that respect, it was productive time.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
and it's healed your...
Yeah. I mean, they're good people. We just don't see eye to eye on everything.
Yeah.
Which is I'm sure they can if Jenkin's saying, "Oh, you need to remember who you are."
Yeah.
He can maybe understand that that we all became closer in the house as a family.
Yeah.
I'm sure people will point that out to him.
I think that's pretty fair of Jordan. I think he's a pretty fair guy, actually. I think he's got a nice side beneath all the kind of faux grumpiness, because he's not really, he's just cynical. I don't really think he's as grumpy like Jenkin was grumpy. But now let's move on to the meat of this live stream, which was actually Olivia. I think Olivia was really upset by what Jenkin and Tom said as their final words before they were evicted last night. She took it personally. She felt like they were talking to her when they mentioned about all the singing and the dancing, etc., etc. And she's obviously clocked it, and perhaps clocked the way they behaved. And throughout the live stream was going on about how she felt she may have let them down. She felt they expected her to carry on their mantle of being, divisive and being quite mean, and she obviously wasn't going to do that. So what I'll do is I'll show you some of these clips of her talking about how she feels, along with the words that Tom and Jenkin actually said last night in the show, because I appreciate it's difficult to remember it all.
So I've been watching you, obviously, for the last 48 hours. I went in there with my head held high and opinions very strong of most of you. Unfortunately, my opinions have changed now. I've seen some conversations which have been had about us and about yourselves, which has changed my opinion on a lot of things. I also feel like I'm watching a children's programme, the way you're all dancing and singing and running around together. I think you need to remember why you're here, who you are, and what you came here for. Stop thinking about the outside, think about yourselves, and stay true to yourself.
Feels like I've let people down without even knowing that there was people to let down. Thank you.
Does anyone want a drink?
Yeah.
Could I just say, although I'm glad it wasn't, I honestly thought you two were going to choose Noki because you were in the middle.
Of what, sorry?
Neither of you had picked her as a thing.
Who'll understand that the most? What I'm saying is feeling like you've let people down without even knowing that there was people to let down.
Yeah, but you let Tom...
You feel like the way you felt the other night when you feel like you really let Tom down, but you didn't know that that's what was about to happen. That's how I feel right now, I've let people down, but I didn't even know.
I think they felt the whole
how could
thing...
if Tom does think that, I know he doesn't...
I think it's pretty obvious, right, that what I've gathered is that the two of them have been locked up, right? The main reason that Jenkin was nominated by 4 people was, well, obviously you said to his face you don't even like him. That's fine. I'm not going to judge you for your reason.
Right.
Like, you said about the mood.
Yeah.
And you witnessed the mood being locked in a room. So a lot of it stems from that. So that kind of mood is the reason that he was nominated. But with Tom, like, I think it's pretty obvious that the two of them have decided that it should have been Tom in my position and not me. So it just feels like they were almost wanting to like live through me. But how could I have been, like, realistically, I've lost every of my really tight friends in here. I've lost every single one of them bar Noki. So like,
And we've been on the rocks.
and as a 5, we were all getting on really well. So I don't understand what they mean when they're saying we're disappointed there's no bitching. How could you have bitched about people in a group of 5? If I bitched to you about one of them, it would get back to them.
100%.
Like, we've done everything as a 5, and it's been actually really nice.
The dynamic changes when it gets to that number.
Yeah.
Sorry, it just does. It just
It
becomes.
kind of feels like they were on the other side of a screen, watching, wanting to live through me, and I've let them down in that sense without even knowing that I was letting them down. And I think what they're trying to like kind of the vibe I'm getting is that if it was Tom here, it would have been such a happy clappy singing and he would have caused trouble. But Tom's not a troublemaker, so that's not.
But
the
then
case
at the same
either.
time, like, he did kind of, like, I get it because he kept a grudge. He kept up Paul's ghost with me in his relationship.
Yeah.
So maybe he would have continued that kind of vibe for that sake. But, like, you're not like that, and we talked about that yesterday, and that's one of the bits of your charm, that you can separate yourself from your friends whilst still being a loyal friend. And I think that's not a crime.
Yeah, but like, it's like a weird feeling because I was already feeling like guilty for you having to feel the way that you were feeling, guilty that I watched Tom walk out the door and that I was still here. So then when like you feel like you've let people down, like it just re-emphasises the guilt that I'm already feeling and like the imposter syndrome that I'm
I
feeling.
think also they knew from the they had in their minds from the get-go that they weren't coming back in here. So they were peeved about that. They didn't want to stay. And so they've not had time to process that eviction. And so what they were saying,
at the situation,
what they were saying,
deflecting their anger onto me. To be on that is how I feel.
And like, so they were highly sensitive to anything you said.
Yeah, absolutely. You were held up to like stupid standards. And the thing is, you're a resilient person, and to be resilient, sometimes you do have to like pause some feelings or like not express them in order for you to survive. And for you to survive amongst people that you've not really spent time with very much in this house, you have to like put the effort in to integrate, and that might not look like you're missing your friends, but I know you miss all of your friends. You're so thoughtful for all of them.
It's not like I need to make much of an effort. Like,
you get on with everyone.
I literally sat and said last night I could never have stood up and nominated you. Like, I couldn't have done that to you. I could never have done that to Yinrun. So like my only options realistically
was me and you left.
were who I chose, and I was in a privileged position that I knew that we were going to do that.
And then in the end me and Jordan nominated you anyway, so
exactly.
it was shots
so, like,
fired back.
Exactly, so there was no like real like hatred in any of that. So I don't understand what they're talking about when they're like, oh, there's a lack of bitching. I don't hate
Do they want it?
I think watching this live for the last 48 hours, in the same sense as Jenkin has, it feels like you guys are losing yourselves a little bit towards the end. You do need to remember you guys are here for a reason, and you've made it this far because of who you are. I think you need to remember that. Also, like he said, it does feel a little bit like a kid's program at times. I do still dislike the songs, you know, as much fun as they are, but I do genuinely wish you all the best, and I hope you have a great last few days, and just stop worrying. You know what I mean? You made it this far, might as well enjoy yourselves for the last bit.
They can enjoy themselves.
My fear is just what they might say about me on Late and Live and how they might paint me out.
But Olivia, the public have their own views. Like, Paul may not have spoken nicely about me on Late and Live.
That's why they are out now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but the public
in a way as well. In a way as well, like,
Oh.
I'm really, really grateful that the people who are here
Believe in you.
genuinely, like, believe me, and I do think you would hold me ransom if anything I said was wrong.
Yeah.
I know
absolutely.
that for you, and I think Yinrun as well would would probably let me know if something that I ever did made you
Well, I'll be honest
uncomfortable.
with you. You were in the diary room when we were talking about you, and we all said we believe in you, and there's nothing that we think you've done that's fake or false or just to save your arse. Like, we empathise with the fact that you've been put in a difficult situation, not being with the people that you normally spend time with, but you've got mucked in. You've really like taken responsibility and been like someone that everyone has enjoyed having in the house with, like, for the past 2 days. So
Yeah.
it's unfair for them to take that away from you.
I'm not a fake person. I never have been a fake
No.
person, and I think that's what I've always said. Even if I don't say to your face how I feel about you, you can
feel
tell
so-
if I
yeah.
don't like you.
Uh-huh.
I think what they wanted to do, like you said, they wanted me to be their ambassador. They wanted to live through me and were expecting me to behave in a way that they wanted me to behave,
As
and
in
I've
that-
let them down in a sense.
As in that you would have carried on the group divide, and you would have sat
Well,
alone,
and
and then while
also-
we would have all sat in
What
there.
and like what Sat would just knock and ostracise myself, even though when they were still here, I work out with you all the time.
And you have a
do
close
training
All the
relationship.
time.
together
Yeah.
all the time. I've got a relationship with him. Me and you're actually quite pally nowadays. So why would I have ostracised myself
Just because you said some stuff in the past a couple of weeks ago.
to keep them happy? I don't understand that.
I really.
We experienced this together.
That's
That
the thing
also
that
brings you close.
that's the
You
thing
can't
that
ignore
Tom I think doesn't understand is Jenkin was crying the other day, and I had to remind him not to cry when Chanel left and cry after because he was about to leave. As much as you could be gutted for your friends, you came here. Like what they're saying, remember why you came here. Remember why you came here. You came here as an individual and you're going to leave as an individual. So yes, your friends are going to leave, but you need to count on number one.
Yeah, and you have to, like, good friends will want you to be happy and sane. It's always hard. Like, my friends...
But they're going to watch that now. They're going to watch me cry in the diary room. And I hope they do genuinely like reflect and go, maybe we were a bit harsh on Olivia.
Well, my friends...
And I don't think they've understood how I feel. And like, I do genuinely, as happy as I am that Jordan's back, like, everyone else in the house is closer to Jordan than what I am. So it does make me feel like now I will be the outsider.
Yeah, I said that when you were in the diary room. I was like, you obviously know that you get on with everyone. However, you've not spent as much time with them. So you're going to feel like you need to, like, put the extra effort in to be integrated and be at home. And that's one of your best qualities, the fact that you can bounce back and be resilient in that kind of environment. It's a testament to
It's
you.
just so frustrating, like, and I feel like such a fucking baby. But like,
Yeah, no. And
You know what it is? Like, it's so silly, but like, even my friends at home, before I came in, they were like, don't go calling the people in the house your best mates and like abandoning us or whatever. But they would still want me to be happy and comfortable. So if they see me like sharing bed with you and like talking deeply with you about certain things, like, they would be happy that I have someone that.
but it's
I'm
funny as well
comfortable
because Jenkin
with.
said to you I was wrong about you for weeks. But at that point, Paul was gone. If Paul had been here, he probably wouldn't have said that. And that's what I said to you. As gutted as I was that Paul left, opened up an opportunity for our friendship to resume.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for that because we're still here together.
Yeah.
And if that didn't
We
happen,
wouldn't be. We would never be
we
together.
might be here together.
But it might be a
But
horrible.
I don't think we would be. So it's a weird feeling for me. I can't really explain it, and it's one of those feelings that I don't think anyone else is going to understand because no one has watched as many friends walk out the door.
Yeah, it's rough.
And I just have like, and before I thought that's a really good thing. There's people who know me and love me, and now I feel like the people who know me and love me are doubting me. I
honestly
feel
think
like
it's
I've
the
let them
pressure
down.
cooker.
And I think it's interesting just before this clip how you can tell that Olivia has clocked just how Tom operates.
So close. It was so close.
If it was me, and I walked out that door, and Tom was still here, I'd be going, well, I faced 2 public evictions, he's never faced a public,
Maybe-
so that's unfair. Whereas he'll be going, well, she's almost left twice already, so it's
Yeah.
only fair that the 3rd time was her
And I
time
think
to
it's
go.
important to understand that it was so marginal. But I think I'm being objective in this. Before you two came up with your reason, your strategy, I already imagined that the most objective way was to choose Tom to leave because you and Matty have a chance at a friendship. I don't think you and Tom have a friendship coming in the future. So I just thought it was wrong for you to go on that account. And I think if you're being objective, which I don't think like Tom's being, which is understandable because he's in a high pressure situation. If you're being objective, then Tom has to go in that situation.
Now we have an interesting moment in which Yinrun seems to explain herself to Jordan. Explain the way she is by admitting that she is a childish person.
I'm quite childish because I enjoy
But you have so much
seeing the
fun.
world
Yeah.
in a simple way rather than over complicated it.
And you're just curious, aren't you, as we said in the past?
Yes.
And you and your boyfriend, you both seem similar in that sense, and you're happy. But that was just making them uncertain.
I feel. Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Bringing bad news, but maybe that answers some questions.
Yeah, it really answers some question of mine. Thank you. I'm so glad you're.
Well,
I know you
glad
are
to
the
be
final.
there.
I told you that day we were sitting on the settee. I said that I can see. I can't see. I just can't see you are not in final.
Well, I'm here.
Yes.
I didn't like seeing evicted, but...
I know.
And that was the closest I've been to giving up in this house, but still here. Because it was exhausting. Oh,
Believe that you can sleep on your bed now.
I know.
Tonight.
Bloody glad. I miss my bed.
I think that's really important to know because a lot of people online seem to be slagging off Yinrun for saying, you know, she's just putting it on, she's just doing this and that. And there she does admit, yeah, she is childish, but she'd rather be that way than to be all serious about the way the world operates, and I completely understand that. But she's obviously got a bit of a thick skin because she didn't get a good review from Jordan for her performance in the talent show. In fact, he gives the whole show a review right now.
Did you boo me?
Yeah.
Ah!
It's tough love,
It's
Yinrun.
fine.
It's got to be
Yeah.
done.
Did you boo Freddie?
Yeah.
Freddie.
But Noki, we loved your performance. Because when you were on there doing that, we didn't see Noki, we saw someone else.
You saw
Not
Noki
even
Minaj.
But it was so good to see you let loose like that. It was,
Yeah.
so that's why you were the winner.
Thank you guys.
great.
It meant a lot to me.
But,
I think we were secretly hoping for a backing track.
I know.
At first we wanted to rig it so that you would win. Because we felt sorry for you being shit in the secret task.
He was actually funny. I thought you
thought he was
would have
really good.
applauded that. Did you not think he was funny with his impressions?
It was
Why?
terrible.
Why?
What, you just didn't laugh at any of them?
Not really. Why did I only have one line?
Sorry.
So,
Do you not like it when he got Noki lip gloss out
I
and
wanted
started
a
doing
pen.
Halloween,
I wanted a pen
Halloween?
and paper.
oh yeah, that was okay.
That was very good.
Yeah. But I've already had. No, I won't say that.
Go on.
No, we all had a whiskey to, you know.
Calm the.
And as we close out this little live stream summation, we have Jordan here with some of the fellow housemates, assuming that no one else is going to go, and then admitting that someone else might go. I think they're perhaps getting a little too comfortable because, as you well know, someone is going tonight because the voting is closing today at 6 p.m. and there's someone's going to be kicked out of the house tonight. My money is on Matty going or Olivia, and I think that's the most likely course. I think of the two, I'd actually prefer to see Matty go. Got nothing against Matty, but I just think Olivia is a bit more anarchic and a bit more crazy, and I'd like to keep her for that reason. But yeah.
I don't think they'll get rid of any more now.
I don't think so either. Because
Thursday night.
It's literally, after tonight, it's two. I think today was
Two
the
full
last
days to
opportunity. I
vote.
think to get.
But
Yeah.
how can people vote out of 6?
They will.
They
They've
can.
done it before.
They
I
vote
think.
to
Really?
They can
You
do
like to
it.
win.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like celebrity ones, they always used to have 6 in the final.
Oh.
So
In
the vote-
most Big Brothers, they have 6 in the
And
final.
on the penultimate night, so the first day, they do like an award show, and
then
they
you
show
have
us
dinner.
clips, and then we have to vote. Yeah, and then a dinner.
Oh.
Before I do actually leave you though, I did want to show you this one clip that you may have seen on social media from last night's Big Brother Late and Live, in which AJ says to Tom, let's have a look at your best bits. And you can see a young lady in the audience whispering to her friend quite clearly, which bits? And I thought that was really funny. So I'm going to leave you with this clip. And to that young lady, well done you. That was a very funny thing to do. It really made me laugh. Kind of made my day because I think a lot of people were sitting there thinking, yeah, what are his best bits? And they did give him a kind of package that made him look like such a little angel. And I thought, yeah, we all know what he's really like. And that's not to say I dislike the guy, but he has been quite divisive. And I'm not going to miss him. I'm not going to miss Jenkin. But, you know, it is what it is, and it is a game. And I'm sure they're not like that all the time in real life. Well, I hope not, and they probably are. Right, time to go, guys. Catch you later. Bye.
Best bits.
God.
So let's take a look at some of your best bits.
God.